Just your name and your title?
Oh, Paul Gaines, Mahoning County Prosecuting Attorney.
Okay. Mr. Gaines, just give us an idea of what your county's been going through, and tell me how you're dealing with it.
Well, we've taken a wait-and-see attitude. Several of the communities have actually issued licenses to these places, and they pay a fee. So now that the 8th District is ruled, we're going to be taking a look at that, and obviously reviewing the material that the Attorney General has provided us. And then we'll proceed from there. Keeping in mind, of course, and one of the reporters asked the question, we don't know if the Supreme Court will agree to hear this 8th District case. So if they do, we may have to wait and see what the Supreme Court does with it. As a lawyer, I would anticipate that the petitioners, if the Supreme Court does agree to hear it, would ask for a stay of execution or a stay of any prosecutions pending resolution of this matter. So we're gonna take a look at it. This conference has provided a tremendous amount of information that we can use, at least in investigating these cases, and assuming, of course, that the Supreme Court affirms the 8th District Court of Appeals decision if they hear it. If they don't hear it, then then I consider the 8th District opinion to be the law of the state of Ohio if the Supreme Court refuses to hear it.
What has been your experience, though, in your county, and what has come across your desk as far as how law authority has dealt with it up to now?
Actually, they were as confused as everybody else in the state of Ohio, and as I was, with regard to when you look at that Toledo case, the municipal court determined that these video machines were not gambling. Now we have the 8th District saying it is. So I have to echo Senator DeWine's comments concerning action by the legislature. I would like the legislature to just come out with something saying, banning them. We've got a constitutional amendment that allows these casinos to operate, and the legislature really should address this in light of that constitutional amendment. For whatever reason, the legislature is not.
In your legal opinion, do you think these are illegal gambling?
Yeah, personally, yes. Look, I've never gone into one of these places. Maybe I'll stop in, but if I do, then the newspaper would probably run a front page story that I'm illegally gambling. But the fact of the matter is, from what I saw here, especially from what I saw here, yes, it's gambling. These aren't games of skill. A lot of the communities were concerned about, if you recall, the issue several years ago was, are they a game of chance or are they a game of skill? Well, now you're looking at hiring experts, bringing them in. A lot of the communities couldn't afford to hire those experts, so everybody was, for the most part, taking a wait-and-see attitude. And, of course, the legislature took the wait-and-see attitude by issuing the moratorium. So I'm not quite sure how the moratorium is going to affect the 8th District. Quite frankly, since the legislature issued the moratorium, I don't anticipate prosecutions commencing until the end of the moratorium, which I believe is the end of July, the end of June, July 1st of 2013. But again, it would really be nice if the legislature would give us some guidance.
How many of these are in your county?
According to the AG, I believe he has 32 or 36. I took a quick look. I do know that there's several of the communities in my county have actually issued some type of licenses. They've had them report. So some of the local communities actually have these the information. But according to this, about 32 or 36. Actually, I was surprised. There seemed to be more in Trumbull, according to this report, than in Mahoning.
Do you see, as a prosecutor, any other crimes connected with these internet cafes?
Well, if you're dealing with cash, and apparently they are, and they're unregulated, and that's the biggest concern. The potential for other crimes, absolutely. Money laundering. We don't know where the proceeds are going to. What I found out today from the Attorney General's comments is that a lot of these funds are going out of state and out of the country, whether it's Canada or some other country. So they could very well be funding other criminal activities, and again, they might not be. But when you have a lot of cash, it poses a high potential for problems for illegal activity. And of course, in Mahoning County, we're used to that.
Are you the Mahoning County Sheriff?